Welcome back, everybody. It's the I Don't Mo Show, episode 16. I'm Charlie P.
And I'm Nathan J.
And we're back here with you another week of news.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, guys?
Coming back with you.
It's hot out. That's what I know.
Oh, it's so hot and muggy. It's gross.
It's Missouri, though. We've been waiting for this for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
We've been kind of spoiled. It hasn't been that bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad.
Just kind of like,
September is the new August. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, let's start this episode out. Let's start it out with some world news. Let's get on it. So, scientists have been studying the eastern coastline, and they actually found a massive freshwater reservoir about 56 miles off the coast, I believe it was.
Ooh.
And it spans for about 670 cubic miles.
Wow.
So that it spans from New Jersey all the way down to Martha's Vineyard and beyond, and it could go beyond their survey. So that's kind of cool. Just a massive freshwater reservoir under the ocean.
Huh.
For some reason, I don't know. So that's good news for everybody that doesn't have fresh water, I guess.
Right, that's true. So there is more out there
There's
than
more out there,
was thought. Right,
which
makes sense.
Which makes me feel bad for all those guys in Flint.
Oh.
They still don't have clean water. Still.
I know.
And the scientists just found all this clean water in the ocean. And they don't have to I believe desalinize it, I think is what it's called, when you take the salt out of it and all that stuff.
Which is what the Navy and stuff do now, but only over the last few years, I think, are they using that.
They've just instilled all these machines and stuff on the carriers.
It's not cheap. That kind of stuff isn't cheap whatsoever.
It's way expensive.
It's still horrible, though.
So it's kind of cool that they found that. Maybe they can help them out now.
Right, yeah. Maybe. It's promising to find more. I mean, they're not going to just find one and then that's it. They're going to find more.
Oh, yeah, they're going to find way more.
It's finally good to have some, we've had some encouraging world news lately, but that's kind of a cool one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. But I got another one for you, two today. We got
two
more than one today.
Breaking.
So Israel sent a moon lander. They sent it up there to land on the moon.
Yeah.
And turns out that it crashed before it landed on the moon. It got to the surface. It got close to the surface. And then all of a sudden it went haywire and just crashed and burned and exploded and all that stuff.
Weird.
And Israel is calling this a complete success. But upon further investigation, they found that somebody had manually entered a code into the lander right before it hit the surface that made everything go haywire, and like a domino effect, all of a sudden the main thrusters cut off, they wouldn't turn back on, and it crashed. So I'm thinking somebody sabotaged Israel because they didn't want them going to the moon for some reason. Because Israel's calling this a huge success, and they were supposed to send up another one next year, but now they're like, oh, that wasn't challenging enough for us. We're going to try for Mars, or we're going to try for whatever now. So it's like they all
somebody
of a sudden
told them
they're
to
like,
back off.
Yeah, somebody told them to scoot.
It's got to be us.
Something.
Seriously, because Trump's Space Force, and they already got plans to build a base on the moon and start studying it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so probably
it's very strange. Just to find that somebody manually entered a code that completely threw the whole mission.
There's
in the
a launch to space every day now, so it's starting to get to that point.
It's kind of cool because next year's that's science fiction year 2020.
Right.
And we're already, we got rockets landing on their own and everything with, SpaceX. And I don't know, it's just kind of cool, but it's kind of strange that Israel would call it a complete 100% success and be like, oh, it wasn't challenging enough, so we're not going to do it again.
They didn't do it because they wouldn't have said it like that. So
they wouldn't have wasted all that money
and
sent it up there just to crash it.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
That's just for you conspiracy theorists out there a little bit. You can think of your own on that one.
There's definitely something fishy going on there.
Yeah, dark side of the moon or whatever. There's something going on the moon.
Something weird.
We've known something for a long time. That's why those movies like what is it? Is it Apollo 18 or is it Apollo 11 or something about like that? They found something or could have found something.
Oh, with the crab rocks and stuff
is that Apollo
like that?
18?
Yeah, that's Apollo 18. Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
isn't there another one that's like real footage or something? But
or is it Apollo 19? I don't remember. It's like 18 or 19. Right. I have it on Blu-ray.
Right.
It's a pretty good movie. It's okay.
Right.
But yeah, is there some truth behind that? Did the Russians land on the dark side of the moon and find something terrible up there, and that's why we're just haven't gone back forever?
Right.
And now we're going back to check it out.
Well, then you go to those, those old interviews with, Buzz Aldrin and those guys, and then you hear the other guys that witnessed thing, and there was that time where everything was broke out, which they did in the Transformers movie, Dark Side of the Moon, to be like, this is what was going on. And,
but I mean, like, that's true. All of a sudden, you just go dark.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's just darkness, and it's like it's because the moon moved in a certain position or something like that and completely knocked out communications. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
For
okay.
this specific amount of time, of course.
You guys were like setting something up or putting some kind of weird covert op instrument on the surface or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something.
Something crazy.
There's so
went
much
down.
with the moon, which is it's just the craziest. Do you believe the moon landing? Do you believe this? Do you believe
This is
space?
just this
whatever.
is just the latest in a long line of conspiracies about the moon. So
Interesting. I might have to delve deep into that and come back next time and have a
Check it
follow
out.
up to that because I bet stuff will come out about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt, especially with things going on in Israel right now. There maybe it's to divert attention. Never
Right.
know. You don't know, but still, something's fishy.
something's
in space.
fishy. But yeah, that's all I got for world news. Just those two, you know, they're pretty
solid
pretty
world
good.
news.
Yeah, solid world news. So we're gonna move on into movies, scooting right along here. I think I'm gonna throw it back over to you. You got something?
Yeah, we got quite a bit on movies, so we're kind of like picking and choosing because we don't want to sit here and babble just like I'm doing now. But there's some positive news maybe on the Star Wars front, and that is, well, I guess it's not spoilers. It has nothing really to do with what's actually happening. It's just the number one theory as of right now, what's going on in Star Wars, and that is that Rey is a clone. And there's a lot of evidence proving that it's true. And I know you and I kind of talked the last couple of days of like, all right, if they did it this way or did it that way, it would be okay. Right. I don't have a problem with there being a clone if that's what's going on.
Yeah. Because
in The Last Jedi, if you haven't seen Last Jedi, I'm sorry, you know this show by now. But, she touches the glass mirror and it shows a bunch of her doing the same thing. And then there's the not knowing their parents. And then there's the having the Force abilities, which a clone would have because you have midichlorians thanks to George Lucas.
Right.
So do I think she's a clone because of all this? It sure is seeming like it, but I don't want there to be a freaking army of Reys or something, or pull an alien resurrection and walk into a room with a bunch of deformed Reys and she's got to put them down. I don't want anything of that nature.
I don't want that. I don't even like the fact that it's, a theory. You know what I mean?
I don't either.
I hate that.
It's like there's things that I get that make you think that, and then they said, this final movie is supposed to bring all the movies together and Palpatine's actual plan. Right. I mean, and obviously the Clone Wars were a very big thing with Star Wars. It's still going on. There's coming out with the new show again. Right. So I don't know. It's one of those things right now. To me, it's like, I don't know. It seems pretty convincing, but I just hope it's not. Yeah, we've been wrong. Everyone's been so wrong over like every Star Wars movies that's came out since 7. So
I really, really hope that's wrong because if they go down that clone route, it takes away from so much. You know what I mean? It just takes away from so much from the story, and it's just make her just a Skywalker or something. Not a clone, not a clone of a Skywalker, not a clone of Leia or whatever.
Or Luke's hand. I don't want comic book stuff.
I don't want that. I want a good, nice wrap up to the story, not like a cop out. Oh, she's a clone. Right. I don't want that.
Right.
So.
No, or like she is the basis, and because she's so powerful, and then he used her stuff to clone other Reys or something.
I can agree with that. That would be okay. That would be good. Yeah, I would like that as long as like the Rey isn't a clone of clones. Right.
So, she's number 1672.
Yeah, no, I don't want that.
Because seriously, I'll be really pissed if Palpatine's like, welcome number 62066.
Yeah.
No, you are my greatest achievement.
She just comes out, she's number 66.
Right? No, just none of that, and I'll be okay.
I'll be just fine. But yeah, if there's like clones and they're evil, that would be kind of cool. Right. That'd be kind of
maybe she has to go up against Dark Rey. You know what I mean?
Something like that. She has to team up with Adam Driver.
Maybe she has a twin.
Yeah, she has to team up with Adam Driver or something like that to fight them all off. Who knows? Right. That would be okay with me. But if she's just an outright clone and she's like a 1 of 1,000 and all that stuff, no. Yeah. No thanks.
There's not too many ways. You're talking about like a 0.01% of it working out if you went that route. I don't like it. I don't like those odds for Star Wars. I don't think JJ's going to do that either. I honestly think...
It's like, JJ, you're a better director than that.
Every time we've guessed 7 and Last Jedi and Solo and Rogue One, we've all been wrong.
Yep,
we've been so wrong. Just like, this was going to happen.
Completely misled by the trailers and all that stuff. And yeah. It's way off on the wrong direction.
I mean, the only other thing really like a Star Wars that concerns me is the other big giant rumor, which we've heard since Episode 7 came out, is that Kylo Ren's going to have redemption.
Right.
There are people in real world, in real life, not just Star Wars, that absolutely deserve second chances for absolutely horrible things they did.
Yeah.
He does not. There is
think
no way in my mind that there's nothing he could do. And if he does, he has to die immediately. Like, I'm saving you, bye, bleh. Because you can't be, I'm going to grab my crystal and change it blue real quick. I'm back with the Force, baby. No, he wants to obliterate everyone and everything that ever has been Jedi. There's no way he's going to be redeemed, in my opinion. That's stupid.
I don't know. I can kind of feel it. I could see it.
Because he's a Skywalker, I could see it, but you can't just bring him back and then just like at the end of the movie they do the send off and Kylo Ren's just good now. I can't handle that. Don't do that.
Oh no. I feel like he's going to turn good like maybe a quarter of the way through the movie, and he's just going to be a good guy the rest of the movie.
If they do it right, sure.
Build it up,
Because I like him, but I like him as a bad guy too. That's also the other thing. I want him to kind of. I want him to stay that way. Right. You know.
He's going to see the true evil of Palpatine and be like, I done did it.
Right.
I done spilled it. You know what I mean?
But
like,
I mean, if they're bringing Palpatine back, we're probably going to see a flashback of Vader. We're probably going to see a flashback of all kinds of people. I guess it's okay because, and obviously there's Snoke's other apprentice is supposed to be in this movie, and this, that, and what have you. So we could, and then the Knights of Ren are confirmed in this movie.
Yeah.
So finally, we're getting all this stuff that we've been wanting since Episode 7. It's just kind of like the two biggest spotlights are on those two things. And
it's almost like a Game of Thrones scenario where they're just packing everything into a few
it seems like
episodes.
It'll probably be the longest Star Wars movie, which it should, to be honest with you.
It should
the
be.
Final on the Skywalker
if it's
saga.
wrapping up this whole saga, it's probably going to be a good 3.5 hour movie. At least
it's fine,
which is fine. Sat through Endgame twice, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Endgame, you got Endgame.
I do
things to talk about, which is like
some Endgame
WTF
news.
stuff. In my opinion.
Okay. So Avengers Endgame's coming back to theaters, and with quote unquote bonus content.
Yes.
And the bonus content is a poster that you'll get of Iron Man's gauntlet, the one he builds, that the Hulk puts on and all that. And you get an introduction to the movie with, I believe it's Anthony Russo. You get, one of those director's introductions at the beginning of the movie. He's not actually going to be there.
Right.
That's not that good.
Right.
But, let's see what else. You get one unfinished deleted scene that they added into the movie. And then you get a sneak peek at Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. You get a sneak peek at the end of the movie. And that's it. That's it.
And why am I going to watch it again?
Why am I going to go spend another $10 to watch it?
Oh yeah, it's because of Avatar.
Because,
we got to catch Avatar.
Yeah, they're coming back because of Avatar. Shameless cash grab.
Yeah, it is.
And they're just trying to beat Avatar now. And it's not going to work. I don't think it's going to work.
Avatar was the first one to do it. That's why they're there. Because they could, because people were still going to watch it.
Yeah,
you didn't add anything. You're just releasing it because everyone wanted to see it again.
Mm-hmm. You put it out in theaters because everybody was like, do you have tickets to Avatar? Are you showing Avatar? Are you showing... But nobody's calling up and be like, are you showing Endgame still?
Right.
Like, no, that ship has sailed.
No.
You know what I mean? That ship has sailed. It's gone.
It's not as good as Infinity War. It's not as good as the first Avengers. It's not. It's not. It's just not. It's not as good as a lot of them.
It's a good movie, but it's not as good as the other Avengers movies.
Right. Yeah. Go back to previous episodes for our review on that.
And
because it'll let you everything you need to know.
It's a decent wrap up, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So
it works. I mean, and I'm excited for the future.
Yeah. But just really, you guys, really a poster, an introduction, an unfinished, deleted scene.
Because they're so close.
A sneak peek.
I get it. They're really, really close.
Right.
I understand they want it to be, and they want to be number one. It's probably because that's what, the shareholders and all those guys agreed on, and they projected.
All the corpo guys, yeah.
Like, if you can get here, guess what? Well, we're going to give you the green light on all these other projects, and now you got to pay for Star Wars Land, and even though it's already a cash grab as it is, and I won't be going for at least a few years because I am not doing with people in the...
They're reserved back a few years, I'm pretty sure.
That's just insane.
If you make reservations today, you can probably make it in by 2021.
It's harsh, man.
It's crazy, but it looks fun. I've seen pictures of it.
I'll get there.
Videos and whatnot.
I'll get there and walk in, and there'll be a sign in the Falcon that says "out of order."
Yep.
That'll be what happens.
Some kid just yacked on the controller or something.
or they're taking wedding photos that day and it's been reserved for this wedding. I mean, you know, that's the plan, because you never know. They're not going to tell you. Of course, they want you to come down there anyway.
Yeah, they're going to be like,
we got other parks.
Some of our other exhibits.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and there's all these rules down there. Oh,
so yeah,
man.
just a shameless cash grab. If you're listening to this, don't do it.
Don't.
Unless you already pre-ordered your tickets, which is dumb. But don't do it.
No.
Just don't let them do it. Let Avatar have the crown. You know,
right?
This
would
movie.
this would be the time to go to the Harry Potter thing now.
Yeah, go to the
things of that nature,
because nobody's there.
Because nobody's there. Everyone's on Star Wars stuff right now. So if you want to go to the other stuff, set that up. But if you're thinking about going to Star Wars Land and you're saving up, well, I would refrain and do some searching before you did that. If you don't mind being elbow to elbow and you're going, I don't care. If you're one of those people, by all means. But I can hardly do that going to Walmart, when it's busy. I can't take that. And Six Flags is even one thing, standing in line. But Disney World is...
Yeah, just massive throngs of people is not my thing.
From every country, man.
It's not
every
my
day
thing.
There's somebody from a different... You know what I'm saying?
Which
it's
is,
it's just so many people. Just
so many people,
amounts.
so many different cultures clashing together. And it's just like, it's craziness. It gets crazy in there, you know?
Right.
Like maybe you offend somebody and you didn't even know you offended them.
Right, or you're hearing somebody offend someone and it's just awkward,
Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, come on, dude, really?
And,
like,
or kids screaming, then you see a parent do things that you don't agree with,
just
That's
like,
everywhere, I get that. But Disney World is like...
If you've ever been to Disney World...
You're going to see it.
That happens on the daily, on the hour. It happens hourly. So... But yeah, just a shameless cash grab. Don't buy into it. Just move along. Go see our Friday pick. Annabelle Comes Home. Go see that. You know what I mean? It's the only one that's coming out this Friday.
Yeah, that's like pretty much it. And the reviews are actually pretty good.
Yeah,
so
they say
if you're a
it's
fan of the
pretty
Conjuring series or Annabelle, they're saying this one's actually pretty good. It's kind of scary.
I'm not a huge fan just because I don't see the scariness of it.
No.
I mean, I get it, supernatural.
I wasn't
doll
afraid
and
of
all
Chucky.
You
I'm not afraid of female non-Chucky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I'm not afraid of a nun.
Yeah.
I get it's creepy.
It's creepy, I understand, but I don't get it. But
I thought like the first Conjuring kind of broke the mold, though. It was disturbing.
The first Conjuring was awesome.
It was bloody and gory and dark and gritty and
great,
like horrifying and little things and stuff. And then they just kind of were like, oh yeah, let's the new.
Let's go down the cheesy road.
Let's go the Saw path.
Yeah, let's go down that road.
Because that was a really good idea.
So that's our Friday picks. Annabelle Comes Home. And that about wraps up movies for us. We're going to move straight over into TV. What you got?
TV. Well, actually, we have good and some sad news when it comes to the TV. Yep. Sad news a couple days ago. Beth Chapman, Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife, passed away.
Heart goes out to Dog. He was my boy.
Dog got me. Him and Beth both got me through some tough times.
Oh, yeah.
When I had my knee surgery, I had to be like bed and couch ridden for like 2-3 weeks, and I watched every single episode. Got me through.
Every time it was on A&E or whatever, I would sit down and just check it out, just watch it.
I used to sing the song in the beginning, drive my family crazy.
I'm the dog,
the big bad dog. And the only thing I can think of is Cartman in that episode of South Park. The big bad dog. That's right. I'm done with this vehicle. I'm just shooting my commercial. She was put on life support. And a medically induced coma. Yeah. Because she's been suffering from cancer. She had cancer before. She beat it. It came back like with a vengeance, pretty much on her. And it just never.
The second round is always
right.
That's the death sentence.
And they were like, the saddest part is that when she found out she had the cancer, and lost it, she lost all this weight, and she was getting back into her form, and she gets it again. And apparently, it was like one headline of a writing underneath it.
Almost like a tabloid.
Yeah, it was like doing that way can cause it to happen again, which makes you wonder.
That's weird.
I don't know if that's like your body, fighting to get rid of the bad stuff and then like fighting back, and that's why it comes so strong. I don't know. I don't know anything when it comes to cancer like that. But what I was reading is that what happened to her may have been because of she went through so much that she pushed it too hard. And then, it came back. Oh,
okay, I see. So it was still dormant in her system.
Yeah, exactly.
So whenever she lost all the weight or whatever and was getting strong and all that stuff, it just like weakened her body. Actually, weakened her immune system,
brought her down,
brought it back. Yeah.
I mean, there was no. They're not going to say that, which I don't blame the family for saying all that. But
not at
all.
When
it's in the
because who thinks that? Who thinks, oh, I'm going to be healthy, and it's going to make my cancer come back?
Exactly.
No.
I mean, you could be the healthiest person in the world and have a heart attack in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what. It's just things things happen. But you know, it's sad. We wanted to say because it was to me and to you, and I know a lot of people. Dog the Bounty Hunter was very influential.
Awesome.
And it's just a really good show. The realism of that show, and like that's some legit stuff, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, man, that's how it goes.
That's how it goes. But on to a little brighter side, you know, R.I.P. Beth.
Rip
you know,
Beth.
shouts out to their family because I know
Looking
they got
down on
a lot
us.
of family. So I know it's got to be tough.
Oh yeah.
But on to some cool news when it comes to TV. Castlevania, the series, we finally got to watch the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Because it was announced that season 3 is coming out, which I know everybody's excited. Which it kind of leaves it open, obviously, for season 3. But I got to give it a 4 out of 5. In my opinion, when it comes to the series.
Oh yeah, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Just because I don't know all the lore. I didn't play, what was it, Castlevania 3?
We played Castlevania 4, and then we played the first one quite a bit. But
the series is based on 3, correct?
The series is based on 3 and Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
So because
and those ones I haven't played, so
exactly.
I don't really know. I know what's going on from the TV show, but not really the video games, like the background of all this stuff and all these generals and
the reason it's from 3 and Castlevania Symphony of the Night is because it's about Alucard, Dracula, the mom, and then the family of the Belmonts. So it's all about the Belmonts versus the Draculas, and they kind of just smushed it all together and then made it into this thing. You know, there was actually, like, technically in Symphony of the Night there was more Belmonts left, and then
so like
the show kind of
that's kind of normal, you know, for a TV show that's based on, you know, a video game or any
culmination
or a
of
movie
things.
that's based on video game, whatever.
You couldn't just do one, because you know what I mean, because if you played the game or anything and you're obviously a fan, you're gonna be like, well, I literally played this, you know.
Yeah, I played this, so I already know how this turns out.
Right,
so,
exactly.
You know, they gotta spruce it up a little bit, you know.
I think so. I think you just need more. I think you need a bit more characters in the next one that actually, I don't know, stick around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like enemies. And then I think they need different settings.
Well, I think they do now that they've got it set up at the end of season 2, rolling into season 3. It's pretty well set up with all those bad guys.
It is pretty set up. That is so true, which I'm excited about.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
No,
you know?
no, but I mean, obviously,
they set it up real.
3,
They set it up real nice for a season 3.
I was impressed. I don't know why I was on the fence about it. It's because honestly, it's like you just said, reason we gave it like 4 out of 5. I don't know much.
I don't know much about Castlevania.
I only know like the games, and then because I've played the games, I've seen other people playing the games.
I know to stay away from Simon's Quest, and I know the name.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know it has to do with Dracula.
Number 2, yeah. Which number 2 is apparently like number 4 or something, actually, because the other ones were supposed to release here. It released in Japan, and it came out for like PC Engine or something. So it's technically number 4. So it's one of those like Final Fantasy. Nobody really knows the true
super
true
weird
or whatever.
ones,
Go back, you know. But executed very well. The characters you can kind of get attached to them, which is, I think if you weren't, I think that show would suck.
Oh,
like if the characters weren't good and you wouldn't give a crap about,
if
like
the voice
Trevor
acting wasn't on point as it is, you know, you just wouldn't be into it at all.
It to me is animated vampire Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's what the show
what
it
is.
Was.
Because it's got a mix of the drama, but not too much. It's got the interaction with the characters. There's backstory. There's collections. There's arc. There's lore. Very, very cool. And just really cool, like graphics and the CGI
just
and the animation.
Really
so
cool
good.
fight scenes, animations amazing. Like I said, voice
really
acting amazing.
Right.
There were some voices that we recognized in there. Yeah. Like I think the guy that voices Dracula, he did Dante from Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
I believe he did the game and the movie.
Yes, because we looked it up. Yeah, right. And the voice of Trevor Belmont is the Thorin Oakenshield from the Hobbit trilogy.
From the Hobbit trilogy.
And there's actually other ones in there too. I just can't think of the names.
There's just a few other ones. Like if you watched anime, you would know. You would know.
Yeah.
Like if you watched dubbed anime, I mean, you would know the voices.
All the voices fit really good.
Really, really nice. They did a great job there.
Right.
And yeah, it just keeps you entertained. It keeps you sucked in. You know, like I said, we watched both seasons in like a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks, not even. Yeah.
Because we didn't watch it every day.
Right.
You know?
Well, yeah, because we've been on the game kick. You know, we've been playing a lot of the games, and we're kind of getting back into it again because there's other games we got to play now.
Yeah.
And then I found out there was a season 3 coming, and that's why I decided to watch it, because I've really been hesitant with shows lately. Yeah. I don't want to get into nothing. If you're going to have 2 like awesome seasons and then that you're done and I'm going to hear about it,
yeah.
and that's it. No, I want to know at least I'm going to be able to get this and then have that one anticipation for the next season.
I want a good 4 or 5 season show.
I would like it.
Like
that
would be awesome.
4 or 5 would be great.
4 or 5 seasons would be perfect because you got so much to work with. You got all the games, all that stuff.
So many enemies that we have not seen at all.
I liked it that there were some bosses that we recognized in the show.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool. I thought that was awesome.
It's kind of like a Batman and Turtles thing. You know, you see the artifacts that they've collected and from enemies and family over the years.
Which is a movie we watched recently.
Yes.
Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, TMNT. And it was great. Again,
I've seen some really good animated stuff.
Animation was good. The voice acting was a little bit on the meh side.
A little bit on the copy side, you know, trying to make them sound like other people, even though they're not characters.
Right, like
made you wonder: is that Kevin Conroy? Is that? No,
it's not. I was convinced it was Kevin Conroy, and then we looked it up, and it was Troy Baker, I believe.
Right.
And he does a really good job. But Robin's voice, he was too much trying to imitate whoever does the voice for Teen Titans.
Right.
You know, it was like he was trying to hit that kind of
because it's a very
higher
dark
pitched
movie.
register, and it can get pretty dark.
It's like borderline PG-13. I mean, there's blood.
It is PG-13. There's blood
and
decapitation, all kinds of stuff, but it's done tastefully. It's not.
It was very cool because to me it was like being 7 again and being like, man, when I grow up, that'd be so cool to see these two team up, and it was brutal. That's what this is.
That's what it is.
Because like the animation, you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh,
it's
a kids thing.
You never see, the turtles like do anything super gory like that.
No,
like you've never seen them in their history do anything like that with the blood and all that.
And they can. Obviously.
And one of them gets a broken arm in it.
Oh,
and all that
it's like
stuff.
the first time you ever see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're like, holy crap, okay, wow. They really did this good. But voice acting kind of brought it down. I'd say like a 3.5 out of 5.
Right.
I'd say about a 3.5 out of 5. Good watch, but would I buy it and rewatch it? Probably not. No.
Probably not.
It
would depend.
That was like a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, well worth it. I give it like 3.75. So like borderline 4.
Yeah. It just didn't quite hit that 4 mark. It just the voice acting is what brought it down.
Well, I think also it was like the editing a little bit to me was there was obviously stuff cut out to me, in my opinion. Like if it was that gory, I guarantee you they got more gory or whatever, and they had to take things out.
And they were like, well, this is going to get you an R rating.
Yeah, or whatever, exactly.
Just like this one scene. I'm just going to tell you this scene.
Swear.
There was it was Ra's al Ghul. And he was taking out a bunch of guards because he was breaking into Arkham, I believe it was. And he was with Shredder. And they were breaking in, and you see the head guard guy walk into the little, I don't know, security station, I guess you'd call it, with all the monitors and all that. And he goes to sit down, and you notice a mug in his hand that says, "World's Greatest Dad." And that was the only guard death that they didn't show. And I feel like they did something there. They showed him dying, but because of the world's greatest dad mug, like this guy's got kids. Oh, you're creating, a soft spot for this guy. You can't show this. I'm sorry.
Show that.
Yeah. So there was definitely some cuts.
Yeah, because you saw like 4 deaths in a row until that point.
Yeah, until all of a sudden, we're not going to show this one though.
That's what I mean. That's just what that felt. That's why I had to give the score, that's why I agree with you.
Which it never showed if they killed him or not. Maybe he let him go.
Right.
Like they never. They left it very ambiguous, and I think that's because they were treading that line between PG-13 and R-rated,
right? Just
for the kids,
right? Exactly. I mean, I think those for an animated film kind of came out under the radar because of obviously its rating and its goriness,
right?
But like, even if it was like a 2.5, it's still a watchable movie.
Oh, so to me, it's still watchable.
It's very watchable. It's very cool, and if anyone that likes Batman and Ninja Turtles. Like you got to at least watch it once.
Like I've said in the past, there isn't really a Batman movie that I absolutely hate, that I can't stand,
DC
that I won't
crushes
watch.
it, man. When it comes to Batman and when it comes to DC, anything animated, they just
knock it out of the park every time.
I mean, maybe not The Killing Joke. I know people hate that.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I
get it that it wasn't exactly like they pictured it, but I'm sorry. There's been interpreted a billion different ways. So I mean,
like I read the graphic novel right before I saw it, and it was good.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was great. I thought it did it justice, because okay, so this graphic novel, The Killing Joke, way more graphic, way more just psychologically scarring than the actual movie.
Right.
And I feel like it did have an R rating, but I think they had to tone it down just to get that R rating. You know what I mean? To not come out with like a, I don't know, NC-17 rating or something like that, or not rated.
Well, they gave you Bat Love. That's what happened. So,
yeah, they did do that.
I mean, that's.
So,
I mean, it's like, that's sorry, you're doing that, you're keeping it in there.
Yeah.
All right, well, you're keeping that out
well,
then, and that's pretty much that. That's
completely
that's
took
been
away
the
from
problem.
and that was one of the main problems. Is it completely took away from.
That's WB too. You know what I mean? That's the WB part of the DC universe.
Right.
That's why DC movies have problems is because of WB. Those guys, I mean, they're like seriously the last of the. It's Disney versus WB now. You know what I mean? And, and Sony's back there like, we got PlayStation, whatever.
Yeah, we got PlayStation, whatever.
Everyone hates
we'll
our
be fine.
stuff. You know, we'll
be
got
fine.
Spider-Man.
Go on without me.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We lost everything.
It's
but
gonna
whatever.
be fine. It's gonna be fine.
So
but
it's fine.
But yeah, it was. But yeah, back to Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was good. Yeah, like I said, 3.5 out of 5 is what I give it.
I could have used a little bit more of. I don't know, turtle flair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were pretty. I guess they were way more flat than their happy-go-lucky counterparts that are in like the cartoons and all that stuff.
It seemed a lot more Batman driven, which obviously makes sense because of location and the story and all that kind of stuff. But that's again honestly why I gave it a great score.
If you want a dark and gritty mutant Ninja Turtles, check it out.
Kind of goes back to its roots of like the first movie, both styles. But you got Batgirl and you got Robin and you got all these characters and they do it really really well and it's really really cool. Worth watching. Check it out.
Yeah. So on to some more Netflix news.
Okay.
I've got something for the Dark Crystal prequel that's coming out.
Right. Oh yeah, you told me about this yesterday. I was excited about that.
So they announced that I'm assuming these are voice actors. I'm assuming they're just lending their voices. I don't know if they're actually in it or not.
Well, I mean, I know they're all costumes and animatronics, so I'm assuming maybe it could be some of them a mixture of both.
Okay, so kind of in costume, but anyway, they announced that all these top celebrities are going to be in it, including Sigourney Weaver, Lena Headey, Mark Hamill, Andy Samberg, Eddie Izzard. For some reason, Eddie Izzard.
They were like, we got to get a little bit of crazy in here.
Yeah, Jason Isaacs, Natalie Dormer, and a lot more. That was just what they announced. So they've got more coming down the line.
Wow.
And this premieres August 30th. Right. So I'm assuming it might be like a multiple season thing if they're bringing all these people on or just announcing all these people just now.
I mean, there is that giant following. I mean, I enjoyed the original Dark Crystal movie.
I've never seen the original Dark. I've seen clips and I remember it from childhood. Like maybe I caught it off, a preview on TV or something like that. But I never saw it.
It was scary to kids back then too. It was still kind of, it was one of those movies. Still kind of
on the fence, like one of those puppet movies.
Yeah, like the Labyrinth. You know what I mean? Like it's cool, but it's got creepy stuff. We watched that in
school, and that was weird.
Yeah, exactly. Was weird. So it's kind of like that. But I mean, from what I remember, there's a lot to tell in that universe and stuff. So I mean, it could go a minute. But with a cast like that, I mean, it definitely brings in people because I know when they released it, that was coming out like a couple months ago or whatever, and everyone was kind of like, we'll see if this happens. You know, now it's like, okay, and in your face, here it is. And now we got these people.
Now all of a sudden these
people.
Move.
It's a good move to get those kind of people because it makes me kind of want to watch the original and now. Get ready for this and
it kind of gives you hope for Netflix. You know what I mean?
That it does because everyone thinks they're dying.
Yeah, they're able to still land all these big celebs.
Right?
It's kind of crazy.
Well, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't jack up your price.
Yeah.
When you know Disney's taking all the stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get to keep a little bit of stuff, and you're losing all these series and everything. But then you're going to come up with all this original content you're throwing at people.
Right.
And you just seem to be like just throwing out. I'll take that idea.
Yeah, you're just keeping afloat. I mean, that's what they're doing. But,
I think
like I said, it's kind of crazy that they're still able to land, all these big celebrities.
Well, because you can do anything. Listen to anybody that has like a series like Nick Kroll and Dave Chappelle, Adam Sandler. You could do anything.
Right.
You can do anything you want. So that's what's great about Netflix, and Disney's not going to do that. So. Yeah.
Right.
Disney's going to have just their unlimited amount of movies that they have from Fox and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So that's pretty good news for Netflix and all that. So
Still hopeful. I still got my account.
So I've got a little bit of Hulu news.
Hulu.
I didn't know this, but Hulu has, I knew they had One Punch Man on there. And
Right.
if you haven't seen One Punch Man and you're a fan of like Dragon Ball Z and like fighting animes and stuff like that, definitely give it a check
I've only
out.
seen like 2 episodes, and I was highly impressed.
They came out. I know they dropped the season 1 dub. I knew that, but I didn't know they came out with the season 2, and it's just subtitled.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't know they came out with season 2, and I've been trying to watch it.
Right.
But I want to catch up on the first season first. Like I said before we started recording, I've been trying to watch like the last couple episodes of season 1 so I can catch back up.
Right.
And then jump into season 2. But I keep falling asleep, and I'll wake up and it'll be like 6 episodes into season 2, and I'll be like, oh, damn it. Well, I got to turn this off. Spoilers.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
like, this is
turn
cool.
this
Wait a
off.
minute.
No. That guy looks like that guy. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. So yeah, but if you're a huge fan of One Punch Man or fighting anime at all, definitely check it out. It's on Hulu.
One Punch Man.
Yep, it's on Hulu. But yeah, I can't wait for season 2 dub to drop, but it probably won't be for another year, maybe 2.
That's the same thing.
Always
with like
takes
Attack on Titan
forever
and all that kind of
Yep,
stuff.
always takes
I understand.
forever.
I get it.
But I'll still watch the subtitle version. I don't care.
Right. No, I don't have any problem with that either.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love watching it with the subtitles on.
Right.
Just because it's so... The Japanese language is so intense when they put drama behind it. When they
yeah.
put like a little... Yeah, when they put a little gumption behind it. It's so
Right.
intense. You're like, oh my God, okay.
Right.
And it just makes you laugh sometimes. Because it's like, imagine like for real getting yelled at like that. You're
yeah.
like, oh my. Okay.
Enthusiasm, not the yin yang.
But
That's
of course,
how they really do it over there too.
But of course,
though.
over there, they only talk like that whenever they get angry. It's not real.
Right.
They're dramatizing it. It's
Right.
for TV.
Right.
But yeah, just imagine just getting yelled at by a guy that actually talks like that over there. Be crazy.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
So, but yeah, so to wrap this thing up, you had a question.
I did. When it comes to the
question.
movies and TV, so we've been doing a fun thing. We had our antagonist of Lord of the Rings, and we had our protagonist of the Lord of the Rings. So I thought it would be kind of cool with the little Batman's thing's been going on recently. Who's the best Batman voice? Who voices the best Batman? So under the cowl, it could be animated, it could be real movie. Who you got as the best Batman voice?
I'm going Batfleck. I'm going Ben Affleck, baby.
Which I'm sure some people are like, what?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the fact that he was using the voice changing technology on his throat. Like, I was like, that is exactly what Batman would do. He wouldn't gravel his voice and all that stuff.
Right.
Which Kevin Conroy doesn't gravel his voice. That's just
that's his voice.
That's just his voice,
Yeah.
But yeah, just in real life and realistic terms, his billionaire butt would be using that technology.
Right, to cover
to cover up his voice and all that.
Right.
It's
Christian
that's
Bale
awesome.
went, hockey pads.
No, Batman wouldn't do that.
No.
His voice would be gone in about 3 weeks.
Yes. Correct.
But yeah, that's my favorite, man. I just love the way it sounds. It's way deeper, it's way...
Do you bleed?
It's just like, yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, I feel the intensity. I feel the grit.
And when I thought he was going to be the worst part of the movie, he was the best part of the movie.
It was the best part.
Right. I mean, 3D, again, we've said this several times.
Yep.
Watch Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Extended Edition on 3D.
In 3D.
Seriously, it is mind-blowingly good.
It'll change your life, and if you're a Superman fan, it'll turn you into a Batman fan.
Yeah, it will. Like, hands down. I'm telling you.
So who you got? Who's your favorite?
I had to go with, you just mentioned him, I had to go with Kevin Conroy.
You had to go Kevin.
I had to go Kevin Conroy, the Batman animated series, because just kind of like we were talking about with the Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like he was trying to be, because he's just so good.
Yeah.
That's his voice. He's
hear
just
that.
talking normal. You feel the seriousness when you're watching the animated series. It's like it's real. He's doing so well at it. And even with like the games and like Arkham Knight and all that stuff, he just does such a nailing, amazing job.
Nails it.
And I mean, not to say that there's not other Batmans that have done great. I mean, I like almost all of them, to be honest with you, except for like Brave and the Bold animated. But I'm not really a fan of that series anyway.
Who does that voice? Oh, he's that.
I know Adam West did the remake movie thing that came out, but I don't know who did the other voice.
Comedian, I know. He's the guy from Napoleon Dynamite that has the American pants on in the dojo. He's that guy.
That's right. That's
who
right.
that guy is.
Jethro from Beverly Hillbillies.
Yes.
That guy. And Drew Carey Show and Jimmy Silent Bob, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I had to look that up when I was watching Brave and the Bold. I was like, I know that voice.
All right, now say, ooh, what a lovely tea party.
I was like, I can hear this dude saying, you wouldn't want to catch a roundhouse kick in one of these. And I was just like, that's him. No way.
You were exactly right. I saw it because I saw behind the scenes on that. I remember now.
Yep.
I mean, to me, I love him, but just for Batman, it's just.
But just for Batman,
worst.
it's a little campy.
Right.
It's a little campy.
Right. And I mean, to me, the best Batman is Michael Keaton, but it's not necessarily. He just kind of talks soft.
Oh yeah.
Is all. You know, which is it went with.
I loved Michael. Yeah, he was my favorite.
That's just Tim Burton's spin on the original series, so it worked.
Yeah.
It worked really, really well. But Kevin Conroy is just like he was just born for Batman. It's like he could just take his voice and put it over every Batman movie ever.
When you hear that, you're just it immediately takes you back to the animated series back in the 90s.
Yeah, early 90s.
Yeah, early 90s. Just takes you back to that childhood, and you're like, that's Batman.
It is. It's just,
that is who Batman is.
You
That's
can
what he
hear
sounds
it anywhere. You can close your eyes and you're Batman.
You're like, that's Batman.
Yep.
But
So that's what I had to choose. My actual second was Michael Keaton, and then it was Batfleck. And my list, if I had like a top three, because I had some trouble for a minute, and then I thought of the length, and then I had to include the games, and you had to include mini stuff, and it's just like he's all over the place.
Oh
he's
yeah,
the man. He's the man. He's done it for longer than anybody.
He is the Batman. You know.
But no, that's nothing against those other guys whatsoever. But that's just who I prefer. But good choices, definitely, definitely Batfleck, man. I mean, the more I think about it, he really did nail it. The way
just
it
the
was
realism
done.
of it is what sold it for me.
Right.
Just the realism of it.
Yes.
But next week we got another question to answer. Next week it's going to be, who's our favorite antagonist from the Batman universe?
Yes, and there's so many.
And there's the entire Rogues catalog is open for you. The Rogues gallery open.
We have what? There was a stigma to that. No Joker.
Yeah, no Joker. We can't do Joker.
You just can't.
No, and Penguin's kind of on the fence. Just like Two-Face and Mr. Freeze, but we'll let it go.
Right.
So next week, who's your favorite antagonist? Be thinking about it.
Heck yeah. Let us know in the comments, too. Play along.
Play along with us.
Or ask us a question. Put on there in the comments on Facebook.
Put a question on there that you want us to answer.
What's your favorite this? Where do you want to go? Anything you want to know.
If you want to know,
ask questions, be my
story,
guest.
You want to know whatever.
Yeah, we will respond quickly. We get alerts as soon as it happens. But hey, that's pretty much all I had for when it comes to TV, movies, you name it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I think it's probably about time to wrap her up.
Yeah, we pretty much got to wrap up. The only thing I wanted to mention, it's not too big on the games this week, just a few minor notes when it comes to games. The new Avengers game that's coming out, everyone's kind of worried about. You will not need to be online to play this game. So, yes, applause and cheers all around the nation.
Yeah.
Because finally, people are starting to get hints. I'm excited about it, but that doesn't mean that there won't be some kind of
drawback.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go this far in the game? You want them extra levels?
You want
the DLC pack?
You want this certain move, or you want this certain piece of tech for your Iron Man suit?
Right.
Got to be online for that.
Right.
You
but it's good
play...
as long as they give us a full game that's offline. I don't care, because then it'll make me want to go online. That's what it should be for.
Just like what Red Dead did.
Exactly. 100%.
They put out a full completed game, and then they did the online.
Yes. Yes,
So
completed game.
That's the way to do it.
Most important.
Listen to Rockstar.
Yeah.
Look at them and look at how they do things.
Yeah, exactly.
They are loaded right now.
Take notes like we do. Take them. A little bit minor note on quick thing on when it comes to games. The PlayStation 5, it is rumored to be about $400 to $500, which has pretty much been the last couple around that price. People are speculating more of the 400 range for the 1 terabyte, and obviously it'll probably be 500 for the 2 or more. Whatever. I'm not really excited about it. We've talked about it a few times. We talked about it last week, how our feeling and opinion is on PlayStation and Xbox and, making new consoles. But they were saying holiday next year, but apparently it's supposed to be early next year. Fight for the summer, because I guess Xbox is coming out next holiday.
Probably.
Actually, so they're trying to beat them. So
Trying to beat them to the punch.
it's been that battle since Xbox was released. So it's pretty much, it's going to be that way. The bogus news on the fact of the PS5, which we kind of mentioned last week, is there is not going to be full backwards compatibility. It will play PS5 and PS4 games. So, but apparently there's a big thing going on, which I wish I would have wrote this down. It'll be quick because there's too much to tell. We'll probably get into it next week's episode. But what's happening is with the backwards compatibility with all these games, which even we had mentioned, like, oh man, wouldn't it be so cool if you take all these games and upload them, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing that. So
They stole it. They listened to us.
They pretty much
stole
listen to
it.
us. That's exactly what they're doing. They're going to take all their games and media sharing and digital is going to be the future.
That's awesome.
So all the games are going to come eventually.
I'm game.
The problem is bringing everybody that's licensed into agreement to do it. And you know there's going to be problems.
That's just going to be the massive mountain to climb.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with Nintendo and PlayStation, when you have 3 different companies or 4 or 5 different studios worked on that project. Yeah. We're talking like even Star Wars games and Mario games, you name it, there's a lot. There's Double Dragon, and Double Dragon has like the movie rights. That's why you don't see Double Dragon anything, because the Double Dragon movie was a horrible disaster, and ever since then they're like, nope,
not going to do it.
No more, not doing it.
Yep, you're ruining our name. Yeah. No, thank you.
So it'll be difficult, but there is definitely like hope on the horizon. I know you guys are probably bummed out about that. It is kind of bumming, but what are you going to do? It's the tech world we live in now.
Yep.
If they can make money, people are going to buy it. They're going to do it. But hey, they're still looking out for the little guy. There's still guys out there like us fighting and being like, come on, all these games out there, and there's no way to get them. Give them to me. Let me download them. $1, $2, $5, $10. I don't care. Yeah. Just give me the games, whatever the price listing is online. National average.
That's a really cool idea. I'm glad they're going with it.
Finally.
Hopefully they can get it worked out.
Finally. So, hey, there's some good news when it comes to games. There was been fun and blah news on sport or games recently. But to finish the show, hey, sports, we have the Blues.
Yep.
The first game and schedule was released. The first game is October 2nd.
Yep.
And I know that's kind of surprising. That's 10 days ahead of what it used to be. That's because the NHL wants to not play in June anymore.
Yep, pretty much. They just didn't want it to go as far as it did into the, because our series went Game 7 every single time.
Game 7, Game 6, Game 7. The most tied for the most many games in playoff history, and now the season is shortened because it starts the 2nd of October and it ends April the 4th now. So you're usually seeing mid-October, mid-April when they're done.
So there's going to be a lot of hockey when it hits.
A lot of hockey when it hits, and we're prepping. We just signed Carl Gunnarsson to a 2-year extension.
Yep.
Glad Gunny's back. Boom, boom, Gunnarsson. And the banners will be raised, and I'm not sure about the rings, but I do know the banners and the cup will be in the house on October 2nd when the Blues host the Washington Capitals.
Yep.
So that is it for sports, because there's another team in St. Louis that we're not going to talk about this week.
We're not talking about them because they're just floundering and it's not good.
Nope, they're rolling over and playing dead right now.
Anyway, any local news?
The local news, what I wanted to bring up was last week at Otis Campbell's, last Friday, Dead Roads put on one heck of a show. It wasn't exactly the biggest turnout, but it's the summertime. A lot of things going on. But from my understanding, and the word through the grapevine is everyone that showed up, even if they were there for just a couple minutes, they spread the word. You guys rocked it. It was nothing to do with anything you guys did. You were amazing. I was there. I can contest. It sounded amazing. You were wonderful. The songs you played, the new and the covers, it doesn't matter. You guys did a really great job. So shout out to Dead Roads. Those guys are out of Rolla, Missouri. They're playing all over the place. You check them out on Facebook and see all the places they're playing at. They're playing
all their tour dates.
All their tour dates and stuff. And they're coming back to Otis Campbell's, I believe, sometime this year. So you have to catch them, and they'll be back better than ever to rock the house again. So shout out to both guys, Dead Roads and Otis Campbell's, for having a really cool place to hold a concert in. And I hadn't been in there in a long time, and it's nice. I guess it was just really full the last couple times because there was like a party going on or something. There wasn't like a live band or anything. Right. But I'm telling you, that is the place to be for live music, because the doors are open. You can stand outside, and if you smoke cigarettes, you can watch the concert outside on the sidewalk, and you can hear it everywhere. It was really good experience, really good time. So there's our local shout outs. And hey, if that's all you got, that's pretty much all I got for local and Missouri news, man.
That's it. That's all I got.
Well, it's been one heck of a show. This wasn't Express, but it's somewhere in between. And we're probably going to keep it this way, folks, about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm Nathan J.
I'm Charlie P.
And we'll see you all next time.
Peace.
Peace.